Someone joins, I'll allow everyone. Sorry.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being so patient. We had an overwhelming amount of responses from our hackers this year, so which is why we had to extend our big closing ceremony by so much. We will be starting shortly, so thank you for being so patient once again. Good evening, everybody. My name is Malvika, and thank you for joining us at the closing ceremony of iNTUition 8.0. After a very fun-filled but strenuous 24 hours, we have officially come to the end of our hackathon. And first, we'd like to really thank all our sponsors for having supported us throughout this entire journey. If not for them, we wouldn't have been able to bring iNTUition to the scale it is today. We are one of Southeast Asia's largest student-run hackathons. So we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making it happen. So before we get to the demographic prizes, I would like to invite Kiran, who's the president of the IEEE NTU student branch, to give us a short address. Over to you, Kiran.
Hi, everyone. Am I audible? Just want to confirm this. All right, great. Thank you so much. So just before I announce the demographic-based prizes, I'd like to have a quick word with everybody. So over the last 2 days, we've seen some amazing fun-filled hacking by all the participants. All of you have been awake for over 24 hours now, and we would like to really, really thank you a lot for staying awake and being there with so much of passion to complete your projects and demonstrate such amazing projects to everybody. I'd also like to thank all of our sponsors for being so supportive through all the technical glitches. I'd also like to thank all of our partner clubs, all the speakers who conducted these 8 amazing workshops to give you all so much of resources for these events. So on the whole, I'd like to thank everybody. This year, we saw around 107 submissions, and we also saw, out of which around 75 to 80 were eligible for judging. We also saw really, really amazing responses for each of the tracks, and because of overwhelming responses, we had to delay the closing ceremony by a bit. I'd like to apologize for this delay, and I'd also like to thank all those involved for patiently waiting for us while we finalized all the prizes and ensure that the judging happened smoothly and fairly. So without any further ado, I'd like to announce the demographic-based prizes. For the best pre-university hack, we will be having a Kindle Paperwhite 32 GB. And for the best freshman hack, we'd be having a Sennheiser 450 BT. So next slide, please. So without further ado, announcing the best pre-university hack. The project is Fiducia. Fiducia is a blockchain-based approach for the digital banking industry, and it has won the best pre-university hack. So congratulations, guys. Next, the best freshman hack would be Byte Resumes. So Byte Resumes is a Telegram bot to help the first-time job seekers create a great resume. Congratulations, Byte Resume, for winning the best freshman hack. With that, I'd like to hand over back to Malvika. The stage is yours. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all the winners.
Thank you, Kiran. So we can now move on to the prizes for our tracks. We had 3 tracks this year from our platinum sponsors, MSD, Goldman Sachs, and Indeed. So first, from our platinum sponsor, MSD, we had the healthcare track. And to announce our winners, we have Cheetag Chan, who's the director of foundational platforms. Sir, the stage is now yours to announce the winners for this year.
Sure. I'm not sure if I'm gonna announce the winner because I've yet to get the winner from Kiran.
Yes, so we have the winners ready. So if you could just address our participants first. And
no
then
worries. Yeah. Definitely. I would really like to thank everyone. It was a great event. In fact, I enjoy a lot going through. I was also the judge for the healthcare track. And there's so many participants and projects submitted. It was very amazing, and a few judges, the panel that I'm in, were very impressed with the ideas that were proposed. In fact, we were wondering, there are even some very good ideas that we had not come across. So great jobs. And all you guys must be very tired after after long hours of hacking. And I just want to add a few words, and straight away we can, then after a few words we can announce the prize. From my experience, just sharing a few words from my experience is that there is a very important element which you guys have already applied during your hackathon presentation and your final video. And that piece I've seen in some of the presentation is the presentation layer of your user experience. And that is very key in your future success, especially when it comes to proposing a product to a business, to a sponsor, to a buyer. The user experience is always the key thing that attracts the attention of other people. So I know many of you come from the engineering background, and I'm also came from an engineering background, and I started my first job as a developer. My only first thing I wanted to do is develop a great program an app, get an application out there. But after many years working as a developer, I noticed that the most successful application, not just the functionality, but also the user experience that it provides. So that's a very important piece, and I hope that everyone, the students, as you graduate, you have opportunity to get to learn user experience, UX design, UX research. So that is definitely a key piece in the modern era, where applications are well designed and appeal to people before even they are bothered to look at the function. One other thing is, and we have other platinum sponsor on the call and gold sponsor on the call. Many of them adopts cloud technology. As you graduate and move into your jobs, as engineer, you will most likely use a lot of cloud technology, and MSD is also adopting a cloud-first strategy. But using cloud technology is just not about spinning a server or spinning a database. Nowadays, we are even moving into infrastructure as a code. So my advice, if you have opportunity in university or after you graduate, to look into infrastructure as a code in your learning journey, because that will become very important. It's not about going to the cloud and click and spin out the server anymore. It's not about just spinning something on your local desktop. It's about, and it's also not about programming an application anymore. The new ways of development is now inclusive of programming how the cloud resources are being spin up on the fly together with the cloud. So that's my second added advice that will potentially be the current new trend and the future trend on how you develop application as an engineer or a developer, to incorporate not just your program, but also incorporate how cloud is being spin when you deploy your code. So that is also a very key piece, as MSD is also moving into that infrastructure as a cloud strategy. And then my last comment is, as an engineer, it's always a learning process. Continuous learning is definitely something that we need to bear in mind. And in fact, I just recently heard this quote, and I will end with this quote, is, as a company or as a sponsor, we can never guarantee you a job. But if you adopt continuous learning and continue to learn, it will definitely guarantee your future. So good job, everyone. Great proposal you guys have done, and enjoy the rest of the day, and of course enjoy the prize if you are the winner, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think all of our budding engineers have a lot to learn from your advice. And now we can move on to the winners from this track. So they'll be winning a Fitbit Lux and a Google Nest Mini. And we have iCaris MC for ART by Team iCaris. So this is an automated classification of how serious a medical condition is to alleviate the pressure on the healthcare workers. So yes, they're the winners for this track. So thank you, sir, for being here. And now we can move on to the next track, which is Fintech by our platinum sponsors, Goldman Sachs. And we have Pete Yan, who's the Goldman Sachs engineering team member here with us today. Sir, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining the thing, and I really appreciate the IEEE NTU team to organize such a great hackathon, across so many people and across so many days and across so many different teams as well. So really appreciate that. And also, we'd like to also make a big thank you to all the participants in this hackathon, because I understand that you guys have been working hard over the past few days, and maybe you guys have been preparing over the past few weeks. So definitely, really appreciate that you guys spend your weekend to attend this hackathon, and hopefully you guys can have some fun. Right. So I think one of the while we were judging over all the different projects and etc., we were all thinking very how can we actually do this when we're in our university. So I mean, you guys as far as our expectations and all the different various technology that you guys showed, it's really amazing and fascinating how students of these days, you guys can able to come up with something so quickly and so good. Right. So hopefully, when you guys attend the hackathon, you guys have fun. You guys understand how technology, and especially those who who tried the fintech track, you guys can actually see behind the scenes how various money and how finance tie in together with technology, and more importantly, how important technology is to finance industry, especially in these days. So, a couple of interesting personal takeaways that, we've seen over the past 2 days is we're seeing how people were able to tie in the latest technology like blockchain, like NFT, and also even recent stuff like how you guys do the spam detection, etc., and tie it together with machine learning and blockchain, etc. So all this shows that you guys are have a strong interest in finance and technology, and that really delights us. And as a platinum sponsor, this is what we want to see, is to inspire you guys, inspire the students to take up technology and find its application in the real world. Okay, so also a big thanks to all the participants, especially in the finance fintech track. You guys open our eyes to see what good interesting ideas that we can start to explore, and I think it's also a good testament to the marketing team that you guys have helped, because we have a lot of applications for the proposals shown to us. So really appreciate that. And with that, just want to congratulate all the winners and all the participants. I think everyone is a winner, and hope you guys had a great time. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you so much, Pete. So the winners of the Goldman Sachs track is iNTUition, which is by Team Provenance, and they'll be winning a Samsung monitor. So iNTUition is an easy-to-use Chrome extension and Telegram bot to detect phishing links through an online 3-layer system. So congratulations to iNTUition, and thank you so much, Pete, for being here with us today. Now moving on to our job tech track by Indeed, we have Calvin Ong, who's the university recruiter, here to address us. Calvin, over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Calvin. I think first of all, I would like to thank the NTU student branch, for organizing this. I think this is a huge event, and there's a lot of logistics and work, hard work put into this this event. Yeah. I would say that we are very impressed and inspired, by the projects that all the students has actually come up with. And, indeed, over here, one of our values is job seeker first, and it really gave us a look, into how students, tackle some of the current world job seeking, some of the problems job seekers are facing in the current market. So I'm very impressed. We are very impressed, and we hope everyone really had a great time, a great 24 hours, hacking, and enjoyed this event. Yeah, and congratulations to the winner.
Thank you so much, Calvin. So the winners of the Job Tech track by Indeed are IntelliJob, which is brought to us by the team Linux and Cheese, and they'll be winning a JBL Bluetooth speaker. So IntelliJob is a job search platform that provides greater accessibility to jobs with disabilities using an NLP solution. So congratulations to team Linux and Cheese. And thank you, Calvin, once again. So now we can move on to our open category prizes. We have some really exciting prizes for you, such as a Nintendo Switch, Apple AirPods Pro, as well as a whole gaming bundle. And to give out the prizes, we have Professor Arokesami Alphonse, who is the Associate Professor at the School of EEE at NTU. Sir, the floor is now yours if you'd like to address the participants first, and then we can move on to the prizes. Thank you.
Thanks, thanks for organizing such a wonderful event. And being a student branch counselor, IEEE NTU student branch counselor of NTU, I would like to congratulate the entire team for taking their efforts and bringing up this event in a nice way. Last year also it happened in a virtual platform, on this year also, but it attracted a good number of participants. And also given by the feedback by the judges. The project's also of very highly competitive, and then they took a really lot of efforts in selecting the finalists as well as the winners. Okay. And I'd like to thank all the participants and then congratulate the winners. All the participants are winners because participating at this moment is itself is a great thing. And then either the open category or on the track field, I think everyone contributed in a very nice way. And then for the last 24 hours, I think we worked very hard to complete the projects, and then came out with a very good results. Okay. Yeah, on behalf of IEEE, I'd like to thank everyone, and as well as I invite those who are not members of IEEE or the student members of IEEE, please join, because this is one of the largest professional societies in the electrical engineering fields. Okay. So those who are not in this folder, please come into this folder and enjoy. As one of the earlier speakers mentioned, lifelong learning is very important, because every day the fields are getting updated. And to keep up with the same pace with the technological developments, we need to upgrade every day. Okay, so IEEE always helps in making these upgradations. Because the IEEE provides all the standards and decides the standards. So you get all the information from the IEEE, the standard bodies, as well as from other publications. So I thank one and everyone for this great event, and then I congratulate especially for the NTU student branch taking a good efforts. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alphonse, and thank you to IEEE for having supported and encouraged our student branch. Sure. So we can move on to our second runner-up for the open category, which is Solar Flower, brought to us by Sunflower. They will be winning the Racer Home Run Gaming Bundle. So congratulations to Sunflower. And our first runner-up is Virtual Try-On Luxury, brought to us by the Indian Solve Clothing. They'll be winning Apple AirPods Pro, and congratulations to them as well. And the winners and the champions for iNTUition v8.0 is Q Now, brought to us by team Just Kidding, who will be winning a Nintendo Switch Lite and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Congratulations to this team as well. So before we end, we'd just like to tell you a little bit more about these projects. So QNow is a centralized system to provide comparative analysis of waiting time and costs of nearby clinics, and to provide advanced booking options to save valuable time that is normally spent in queues. Virtual Try-On Luxury is a computer vision-based Chrome extension to virtually try on clothes and get a realistic visualization to make appropriate fashion decisions. And Solar Flower is a hardware hack built to track the sun and optimize solar energy for streetlights, potentially providing self-sustainable light sources in rural areas. We had some brilliant ideas this year, and we'd really like to thank all of our participants for hacking through the 24 hours and coming up with such amazing projects. So we'd also like to thank all of our participants. This year, we had over 600 participants, over 100 teams. And I think this is the biggest run of iNTUition that we've had so far. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors, as well as our organizing committee, who've been the backbone of the event. Thank you, everybody, for joining in, and see you again next year. Goodbye. Thank you.